hard all throughout the time. After going, and having a long run, not getting as much time as other guys, and obviously not getting, to go at the combine, and then just waiting and getting everybody waiting, and then to get everybody the time to get here and see everybody here and see all the attention that we're getting. Grateful for that, and then just to be able to come out here and perform the best way I felt I could, and I'm just grateful.
What's the number one thing you wanted to show that you can improve on or that you have improved on?
Yeah, I feel like there was a big question on the speed. So, just getting an opportunity to showcase that, it was something I always, was confident with, but just to get an opportunity to answer that question was super big for me.
When you heard that number, what was that reaction, that 14?
Yeah, to be honest with you, man, I wish it would have been the official number, but they get you. But at the end of the day, just want to take the time to thank the training staff at Exos. They did a great job. Just training me, slowing things down. Even with me having such a late start, just getting me up to speed with things, and then just being able to fly around is great.
Keionte, this past year, just to go from where you were when you got here after spring to where you are now and seeing where your name is potentially on the draft, what did this past year mean to you, and know that it helped you get as close as you are now, a month away from the draft?
Yeah, it meant everything. I mean, in 24, like I told the guys, at the end of the season, man, just to get the opportunity to come around and be around them. They don't know how much they helped me, and I know people will say, how much, I was able to do for the program, but the program was able to do so much for me, just coming in, being able to get a fresh start, being able to get around some great people, and just, being able to elevate at the end of the day, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity.
So what's the draft process been like for you? What have been your conversations with NFL teams and stuff?
Yeah, different. Different conversations with different teams. All the time. Just getting on the call and getting the opportunity to talk to them is it's something I've been grateful for. So just different. Some want to talk ball, some even talk about personality, some just want to get to know me. So it's different things.
What have they said that they liked about your game? What they said that they want to see you work on? What have they kind of?
Yeah, I would say most teams just the versatility. My thought process throughout the plays. Different things like that.
How often does that pick six against Ohio State come up?
Probably every time. That they want to know how that play was made. So I'm just super grateful to I tell them all the time like that play was made on Tuesday. So being able to take it from the film room and then put it in the stadium.
Just kind of having this your last moment in this facility, how much does this mean to you?
No, it's grateful, man, to get around all my guys, man, to get, be back here, just see all my people. I'm just super grateful for it, man. And then, to see all my guys perform well. And, it's just, it's like a scout told us, when we were up there in our meeting, this is the last time we'll all be together. So, just soaking it all in, watching the guys perform, and just happy for everybody.
Keionte, with that, you mentioned you're only here for 1 year, but that group that you guys have that's out here on Pro Day, what do you hope that this group was able to instill on the guys who are still here as they try to build on what you guys did last season?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like one of the things we wanted to install was, the effort that we played with. I feel like that was something that, we try to pride ourselves with, the motto of, give everything you got. There's no tomorrow. That was kind of one thing we instilled. And I feel like that will carry on. As far as the DB group, the physicality I feel like we played with, we want that to carry on. And then, ultimately just the want to, and also, not focusing on too far ahead, just focusing on one game at a time, So that was definitely some of the things we want to hopefully be able to come back. I'm going to be here for a little bit of time as I'm moving around, but, I'm still trying to make sure everybody's on that type of time.
You don't want to think too far ahead, but next month, when you do hear your name called, what do you think the emotions are going to be like?
Yeah, definitely high, man. Just the journey to get to where I am today. It's a lot of ups and downs. A lot of questions, a lot of long nights. Going from Ephraim, Utah to Auburn, Alabama to Houston. Then finally end up here, and then the journey here. So it's definitely a lot of emotions. I feel like I put a lot of work in. Like I said, a lot of ups and downs, and then to finally hear that reward. But they say, man, 24-hour rule, and then it's time to go to work at the end of the day.